Hi, this is TapCat. Welcome to part 9 of Let's Play Rise of Venice. Oddly enough, we're actually in Rome at the moment, but we are going to leave. We just finished up a mission at the end of our last installment. You see, I need to select that convoy. Now, I've been putting it off, but I think, well, that's not really true. Last installment, we had to work on our economy, if you want to call it that. And so I did not go on this mission to hunt pirates. This time around, however, I think that I will do exactly that. Now, the sad thing is, even after all the work I put into it last time, we have a lot more cash. But I'm not convinced that we have a more sustainable trading system now than we did then. Now, one thing that I have done that I now believe is a mistake is that, and let me start the clock here again really quick. I stocked up all of our convoys with a bunch of men, a bunch of sailors. And that's fine, but the problem is that we are not going to fight with these ships. Not if I can help it anyway. This convoy is not... Oh, actually... Okay, this convoy actually is strong. We have a frigate and a bark. So I'm glad I looked before I did that, because this is one I'm going to leave just the way it is. But there are other convoys which are not as powerful. Let me check this one really quick. Yeah, see, this is a pair of sloops. And, you know, I mean, I'm not going to say they're horrible in combat, but they're not frigates. Let's just put it that way. So realistically, we don't need 140 men on here. And we also don't need to be paying for 140 men on there, and apparently right now that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, why? There we go. So what we're gonna do is lay them all off in the good city of Candia. So I hope that this helps. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is declassify these guys as escorts. A viewer was kind enough to point out to me that when you designate these guys as escorts, it means that if this convoy is waylaid by pirates, then it must defend itself in combat. So if they're not escorts, the worst that can happen is that you might lose your goods. In fact, that's what pretty much will happen if the convoy gets attacked by pirates. But if you have these ships, these weak ships like sloops as escorts, then what happens is you still lose your goods, but you also lose the ships. That doesn't seem, you know, like what I'm going for. So I'm just bringing this ship in because this is the third ship that I do intend to go into combat with. Now, okay, good. We dumped his stuff. You know, I would love to take this mission. I mean, this is a good one too. This is easy to do. 14,000 gold. You know, more popularity. But the problem is I could do that all day. I can always find one more thing that I want to do.
Would you like to take a rest? Because there is nothing to do.
So we don't have a lot of stock here. And this is what I was saying before. We don't have enough production. Now let me do this. Let's just throw this in the warehouse. Wait, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, forget that anyway. Doesn't look like we can buy much of anything without driving the price up, huh? Yeah, that's one thin market. Okay, what am I trying to do here? My goal, if I can find my convoys, I want to bring the Isadora up here, and I guess I'm going to just put that in Caroni for now. Which one is this? Okay, Marana, I'm just going to leave. No, Marana is the other convoy I need to bring, right? Yes, it is. Is there cargo in the hold? There is not. Okay, so then what we want to do, I'm going to go ahead and leave whatever we've got in that warehouse, and I'm going to bring this one down here to Venice. Let me see if so. Here's my goal, okay? Because I'm being about as clear as mud so far. We took the convoy from down here, and that's what we're going to use to attack pirates. We also took the one that was just shuttling goods between Athens and Venice, but I don't think, you know, we have enough excess goods to really justify doing that in the first place. So what I'm going to do is use the Da Gama, the ship that I've been using, or the convoy that I've been using, just to go around and do all the things. Hold on. I am going to use this ship. Which ship is it, by the way? I don't even remember. A brig. I will use the brig to run the trade route here. But first I need to set this up so that the captain, me, basically, I want the cannoneer ability brought into combat with me. And I almost forgot to do that. Alright, so this is going to be kind of interesting. And I think, okay, there we go. What I want to do is say, okay, Isadora, you disband and go here. And now that Isadora's there, we'll throw the brig out and we'll add these two in. Okay. See, that was so easy. Actually, you know what's really cool about that too is now I'm pretty sure I don't, just the way that happened to work out. Yeah, I actually don't even have to screw around with recreating that trade route. He'll just go out and do his thing. Okay, let me get out of that. So now, Da Gama, here we go. We're gonna go pirate hunting, right? Of course, I ended up short on manpower. I guess that was predictable. You know, as soon as you start screwing around with stuff, you're gonna get the short end of the stick. And unfortunately, since we have to board this clown, this sickens me. I need to buy a lot of small arms. So, yeah. Okay. Let's just go round up a few more men. And then it's going to be showtime. One thing we definitely need to do is define all of these as combatants, or whatever you want to call it, escorts. All right. Well, that was pretty nice. So we got a lot of men in that. We'll go to Athens. If we have to, we'll go to Thessaloniki. I'd like to think we're going to max out here. And we're not going to do any trading or anything like that. I don't want to go into combat with anybody. All right, I'm just going to hook back to Caroni. We're either going to hit the absolute maximum or we'll be very close. And I am satisfied to have that happen. Yep, all right, we hit the max. So, okay, I'm actually going to do something that I don't normally do mid-game. I'm going to save. And the reason I'm going to do that, I'll explain in just a moment, is that I was doing some testing of this, and what I saw is that I did the fight, but when I won, I accidentally sank the ship that we were looking for instead of just, you know, boarding it. And then because of that, I literally lost the campaign. Like, the only option I was given was to reload the save or quit. So, oh, you know what? I didn't notice. We're at 92% health. And just to be safe, we are going to repair really quick. I'm sorry I didn't notice that, you know, quicker. But I don't want to go into a major fight. There we go. It's already done. And they have a mission. We're not going to screw with that. Yeah, so you know, it can literally just cost you the whole game, and I'm not going to oh, there he is. Yeah, I don't want to have to replay this thing over and over and over again or re-record this mission over and over again. Okay, so we're looking pretty good here. 98 to 78. We're obviously going to both have 3 ships. We have way more cannons, more crew. You know, I'm so tempted to just do automated, but that's fine.
This is the convoy the Doge has been looking for. Their leader
All
is sure to
hands
be
to
on their
battle
largest
stations.
ship. You must board that ship.
Okay, we're going to put everybody on
We can overrun
chain shot. Oh.
We can
Oh,
overrun
it's too slow. Yeeks. Don't hit my own guy.
Drop something.
Man, these guys are really nimble right now. That's insane. Alright, I gotta turn. There we go, let's shoot him. I'm pretty sure our ships are, you know, more powerful than theirs,
He
so...
didn't hold on.
Actually, I'm just going to ignore that guy.
They lost something.
And we're going to come over here. I'm pretty sure this is the ship that we need to board. And I'm heading too far away.
They lost something.
Let's just keep hammering away. Yeah, this is kind of rough. Like, I know that this one is not the one we want. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one we're supposed to board.
They lost something.
We do seem to be, I mean, this guy is just in tatters.
He didn't hold on.
And this guy is also pretty much dead in the water. Oh. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay, so
We've lost something.
hold on here. While we have... Yeah, this is one of the small ships. This is the big one. That's the one we're supposed to board. So let's do this. I'm going to put my other frigate. Actually, it's really the bark that I want. So let's have him go for boarding. And then this other guy, I don't know if I actually have canister shot, but let's just see really quickly. Let's start it up again. Is this going to work at all? Yeah, the weird thing is, I've never once seen canister shot available in a, for sale. And yet, I appear to have it. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah, it's canister shot. So my understanding is that canister shot is the one that most, basically it knocks sailors overboard. I don't know. I should have paid more attention to how many guys were on there. Let's go ahead. This is going to take forever. I gotta. So there's 100 now. So let's see, how we do at thinning that number out.
We can overrun them.
And okay, I don't want to drive people completely bonkers. But yeah, okay, good. He's on Cannonball, and well, I don't think I want him on Cannonball because he might shoot at him.
Target hit. They
But I will put him on Canister.
He didn't hold on.
Okay, so I need to try to board this guy. He's down to 65 men. Looks like I have 82 on this ship. You know what I should probably do is use one of the ships that has more men, right? That kind of makes sense. So I think this is the one we want. Now, the one time I did try to board and it just didn't do anything. So we're gonna try, but I'm not positive how well this is gonna work.
New man on board.
Okay, let's see if we can kind of come alongside. And come on.
They lost something.
Well,
We're ready.
can it work?
He didn't hold on.
Come on. So frustrating. Wow, my bark. I need to get him out. I know there's a. I don't even get to do it. Okay. And now I can't board. Well, that's awesome.
Target hit.
Yeah, this is really frustrating. I don't really get what they, want me to do. And if I sink him, I lose. Like, it's that simple. And how close is he to dying? And now I do have it back. Okay, so we're going to try this again. So what I want to do is have the bark stay out of this. I'm not really worried about this guy hitting me anymore. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. You know what's just really frustrating? You cannot proceed with this story. If I don't find a way to board this ship, then I just don't know what else there is to do. I can't seem to get right on him. This purple, let's see, shift is reef sails. I mean, none of this has anything to do with boarding. The only thing that does is this. Come on, get right on him. Oh, for crying out loud. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, it just seems like it does not matter what I do. It doesn't want to board. Do I have to go for reef sails? Is that a thing? Like, I need to slow down? Come on. Come on. Is this gonna work? Is this gonna work?
New man on board.
Maybe. Possibly.
We're ready.
Whew. Okay. I think it did. For all of that for 2%.
Anyone who comes from a port city knows that rats are adaptable and always find a way to survive, and under no circumstances will one rat die to protect another. The captured pirate captain agrees to a trade in private, his freedom for his knowledge. Giacomo agrees, and receives confirmation of that which he has feared all along. Even if the pirate knows no names or faces, he makes it clear that his clients are rich and powerful Venetians. The danger to his city is greater than Giacomo thought. Not only does Venice, icon of wealth and power, have a few scratches on the surface, it is also rotting from within. Giacomo lets the pirate go, and the rat runs back to his hole. As he does so, Giacomo fights the sinister feeling crawling up his spine.
Your grandfather was right. Those snakes really do exist. Rich and powerful citizens of Venice who secretly support Genoa. They might even be on the city council. We need to gain more influence if we are to achieve anything. You have to improve your social standing. As you now are producing goods and employing workers, this should be no problem.
Okay. So our big thing is that we are supposed to get to Grand Merchant. It actually looks like we are a Grand Merchant.
Very
Well, that didn't take long.
Our family status has improved. Venice's carnival is due to start soon. As usual, the citizens want only the best wine for it, and everyone knows that comes from Syracuse. How about you supplying it this year?
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited about that, especially since I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to spend a literal fortune to get a trading license in Syracuse. Let's see what happens. Yeah, bribe. That's so insane. Okay. This is like literally going to clean me out. Man. Well, at least we'll get money when we sell it. And it's good we're going to Venice. I need to repair these ships. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap it up after that. But next time, there's no question that I'll have to spend time just trading and, you know, getting my economic house in order. Because we're, you know, we're really at a low ebb here. And I lost a lot of value as a result of that fight. You know, our ships really got worked over. This is awesome. Now I get to sell for below par. Very excited about that opportunity. This was a great idea. At least I didn't have to actually lose money on any
As
of
a
it.
young boy, Giacomo loved the carnival, the hustle and bustle on the streets, the masks, the music. But Giacomo will always remember this year's carnival in a different way. As Giacomo's parents strolled cheerfully through the streets of Venice, threatening shadows approach them from a side street, and they are attacked by masked murderers. While his father narrowly escapes death, his mother dies in the attack. In Giacomo's eyes, his mother was the kindest person in the world, and these monsters killed her in cold blood. Giacomo is out for revenge. He vows one day he will put his dagger to the throat of the cowardly snake poisoning Venice. Those who wish to keep their power pay the price of eternal vigilance. An empire that does not know its enemies is doomed. Giacomo does not yet understand much of these things when his father takes him to a secret place and introduces him to an old friend of his grandfather's, a man every child in Venice knows, and one who knows the secrets of maintaining power only too well. Francesco Foscari, the eternal Doge of Venice. Giacomo feels the burden resting upon the dignified old man's shoulders when Foscari tells him of the dangers that lie before Venice. As Genoa launches a trade war against Venice, the Ottomans are advancing on Constantinople. Foscari has but little hope of being able to prevent the city's fall. Giacomo recognizes his chance to intervene in the conflict and immediately offers to help. The Doge accepts.
You have shown yourself to be a loyal helper in solving our current conflicts, and I thank you. Unfortunately, I cannot expect that help from many powerful families in Venice. Too great is the desire for one's own advantage. As a reward for your help, I shall introduce you to the world of political intrigue. But first, you should see to your rank that you might further increase your influence in the city council. That will one day be of great use, believe me.
All right.
You
Well,
must hurry, as I have more special missions for you due to the situation at Constantinople and the conflict with Genoa.
that's all well and good, but that is going to do it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope we see you next time.